good for a goblin.
He has been a faithful companion to us for quite some time now.
Yeah, no, I don't care about the goblin. I care about you fix the chairs and then you come back in a few days and say I owe you. Nothing's free in this world.
Well, then
All right. Vinny pulls out 2 gold and puts it on the counter. Here. Now can I repair your stuff?
She seems absolutely baffled by this. We return to the adventuring party.
Okay.
Sneak around. Sneak.
Okay, they're coming.
Run away. Run away.
That's the first time I've just like had fun with a match in a long time.
Well, we return to the adventuring party, having slayed the Yanti abomination and stopped the ritual in its tracks. Slayed all of the other evil Yanti that were present, and cracked open the tomb after much debate, where you found a nice pair of armor and a sword made from the fang of a basilisk. The Grippi that were in the yard clearing rubble are rejoicing at the prospect of now being out from under the rule of the Yanti, and they flock to you, thanking you and cheering you on as champions of the Grippi. So yes, the Grippi are rejoicing, the saviors of the Grippi, champions and whatnot. And that's where we pick back up.
Yay.
We on any particular board?
We were on G Temple last we left off.
The G Temple.
It's
Oh, yeah?
But to be.
It's better than the G unit.
I wasn't going there.
Oh, I should probably wait for the map to load before I start trying to zoom.
They might not match. Put them on the table. Yeah, you're right. I'm at the couch.
I think you unmuted and we heard everything, and then you muted yourself again.
No, I did it right.
Okay.
All right, so we're at the temple. What would the party like to do? I don't remember if we long rested after that.
I think we did. I think we said a long rest because we were like celebrating and then having a long rest after.
Well, the Grippi celebrate with you and retrieve some cask of distilled spirits hidden in the trees and celebrate with you. You may go ahead and cycle a long rest as you are undisturbed through the evening.
Yay.
Delightful.
Except for the croaking of frogs.
Well,
I wish I could be that well rested at home. Gaming is a lie.
when in Rome.
Wow. Oh man, what do we want to do next?
Well, we got to go tell the queen lady so they can come back.
Oh, the pond mother.
Yeah, that lady.
Should be located at the trading post.
Yeah, that.
And collect our reward. She did offer 200 gold to safeguard the eggs.
We don't have to tell them about the few leagues that are gone.
Oh, no. She didn't say how many.
Maybe we
eggs.
should. We should be honest. Yeah.
I don't think that the point is neither here nor there. We preserve their way of life, and this is what is important.
Prophecy.
We should make our way back.
Is Zach coming back with this?
Is that the
Uh,
frog?
Yeah. He would return to the Pond Mother, a hero and champion of his people. And he would navigate the boat back. You'll have a variety of boats to pick from. The rest of the Grippi are celebrating and tending to the eggs, as well as mending the good Yanti's wounds and just kind of starting to pick up from the occupation. Now that the evil Yanti have been driven out. With a little bit of horse trading, you arrange to have a boat. Zach pilots it back, and you make your way towards the trading post to have a conference with the Pond Mother. After a short while of navigating the coastal inlets, you arrive at the trading post. The Grippi are there in number and greet you, croaks and primordial shouts ringing out. Zach letting the party know that the eggs in future generations are safe, that you return victorious, and the evil Yanti have been driven from your village, or from their village. The frogs all begin croaking excitedly and part the ways for you to make your way to the Pond Mother, who croaks loudly as you enter.
I'm playing the scene at the end of Star Wars where they're walking down the aisle at the end to get their medals.
It's very reminiscent. But she seems, after a few croaks back and forth with Zach, her eyes grow wide, and she leaps down off of her seat and begins to hug the party members.
Oh, that's a lot of healing spit right there.
Vesmir gives a short, awkward sort of hug, not knowing how to deal with the situation. So like, you can let me go now.
If there's any darkness, Karl will Homer Simpson into it.
She begins croaking at some of the other Grippi who have gathered, who immediately move out. You get the impression, based on the gestures and the croaking, that she's giving orders to, make ready to head back to the village. She turns back to the party and begins to kind of root through a large sack that she has next to her chair, of which she produces a sack of coins. She hands it to the party, whoever wants to take it.
Vesmir grabs the coin.
So you take the coins. She bows greatly, croaking a few times. She seems internally grateful.
Vesmir bows back.
And Vinny's like, if you need anything, just reach out to us and we'll come help, all right? We got you.
She says if you are ever in need, anywhere they are Grippi, she hands you a wooden token. She says, present this and you will have shelter and safe haven.
Where do we have the ability to use such a token?
She says, well, here or anywhere there are Grippi. Granted, they're a rare establishment this far away from their home peninsula of Chult, but if you ever find your way down south or in that area or come across any other Grippi, presentation of that token will render aid in your need. Like the equivalent of being ignited by the Grippi.
Yeah. It's like a little sheriff badge, I guess. Do we remember any? And I've got it recorded. I could look back. What the prophecy was saying, or was it just a general vague? Something is happening in the swamp prophecy. I'm trying to see if there's anything we need to ask her about before we depart.
You get the impression through the different omens that you've seen and the interactions that you stopped whatever was transpiring on the third scroll. The great evil spirit reawakening and destroying all things good seems to have been averted with you stopping the ritual. She says that that there'll be another skiff along soon that will take the party back to Salt and Wind, the small settlement that you came from, the port city. And she says, forgive her for the lack of hospitality, but there are a great many things to attend to, and returning her people to the village.
Yeah, be safe.
And you as well.
Man, so what next?
Like, honestly, I'm pretty wiped right now, and I apologize in advance. Sorry, guys. Yeah, what else do we have written down?
I'm looking.
Well, I mean, just think about it. This dwarf, comes out of nowhere with his prophecy freaking out. Does he have associates? Does he have a family? Is there someone we can report back to? Maybe they know if there's more prophecies we need help with.
Oh yeah, sure. We did send. We were prepared to receive somebody coming to look for this dwarf. So maybe somebody came. Well, no, who knows?
Yeah, that'd be a lead.
So it isn't long before you see a skiff emerge from the coastal mist and make their way towards the dock there at the trading post. A grizzled-looking veteran seaman looks around and says, "Where'd everybody go?" It's taking you in, being the only ones on the dock left.
Well, the Grippi are going home, and I'm sure they will be having crab available soon.
That's fantastic news. Their seaweed kelp beyond crab just was not the same.
We'll definitely take your word for it.
Well, you fellas need a ride back to town?
Ah, yeah, sure, of course.
Certainly better than staying out here.
Well, seeing as they came all this way for not a whole lot, 5 silver a person, I'll take it back.
Although, yeah, because he's got the bag of money.
Vesmir hands him 5 gold and says, "This will do fine."
He takes it gratefully and motions for you to get on the skiff.
Do we know how much is in that bag of gold?
It was the agreed to amount, 200 gold a person. I think
Vesmir divides it up, so 200 gold each. Let's add that to your inventory.
I'm just telling you now, if I have some skill checks, I'm using my big dice tonight.
That's awesome.
There we go. So you arrive back at the Salt and Wind, a dismal place. There's a light mist and rain beginning to fall. It's overcast. The boggy village of the Grippi almost seems cheerful in comparison. The thatched roofs kind of sagged with age and give a general depressed feeling. But there's a decent amount of activity on the docks and people milling about town. It took a few hours to get here, so night will be upon you and not too long. Seems like a good place to maybe find shelter at the tavern. Set you on this whole course with the Grippi to begin with. Well, I mean that and the dwarf.
Works for me.
What's the travel time? Like, is it early in the morning or is it later in the afternoon?
It's be like mid-afternoon, coming up to evening.
And this is a really small town, isn't it?
Yes, but it is kind of on the main, coastline versus where the Grippi were at. We're in kind of an inland bayou, the coastal shallows.
Well, I'm tired of smelling crab. Anybody else want to go and get a bite?
That will do adequately. Yes, please.
To the tavern!
All right. So it's over here. So you make your way to the tavern. I mean, you can just go in or not go in. Theater of the mind. It's not like I have a whole bunch of people on these boards. So you enter the tavern. It is exactly what you would expect in the middle of the afternoon. A fishermen who have come in from the early catch, telling stories over pints of ale. Others who probably started their day here. There's a heavy-set barkeep that's polishing a mug, a tankard. He looks up as you come in. Have you returned?
Well, yes, we did not need to dilly-dally, but the crab should be available for barter hopefully in the coming days. If not, maybe some time and some weeks, but it will be here.
Damn, you hear that, boys? Crab's back on the menu. You hear a few of the fishermen. Like that. So, he begins to pull some
There's a fish.
tankards. He
Yeah.
begins to pull some tankards from underneath the bar and says the first round's on the house.
Well, if you don't mind, I would prefer some wine instead of ale.
Yeah, I think you got a couple bottles kicking around here somewhere. Can't say it's the finest, but it'll do.
I'm sure it will do.
He goes and finds a dusty stemmed glass and wipes it off, and an even dustier bottle. Comes back and manages to get the cork out. It's not completely turned to solid vinegar, but it resembles characteristics of wine.
They
Vesmir-
tried.
Yeah, he did.
He's like, don't mind the taste; it'll get the job done.
Very well.
Matter of fact, you can have the rest of this bottle.
Vesmir takes a sip and looks at the bottle, looks at the glass, and says, "One glass should be enough," and he just slides it back over the counter.
Yeah, suit yourself. Puts it back under.
Next time you know the right answer is ale.
I care for the more finer things in life sometimes, you know, Karl. Some of these just cannot get from ale.
Fair
I
enough.
just don't believe there's nothing you can't get from ale.
There
Each
you
to that one.
Are y'all hungry? Y'all look hungry. Why don't you grab a table over there? I'll see if I can rustle something up for you. Y'all needing
As
rooms
long as
tonight?
it's not crab.
Why? Crab's delicious.
I could go for some crab.
There we
You
go.
have me.
See?
I too am fond of the crustaceans and sorts. Crab will do just fine.
Oh, this is outland crab, so it's not, the best crab. It's not like what y'all are freeing up there. But it'll do.
I will, if the fish of the day is better, then please let it be.
You take your sea bugs.
Yeah, we don't want to be crabby about it.
So he goes back and says, let me see what I can find in the kitchen. And y'all take your seat around a table.
Is the water tap water or bottled water?
It's well water. You passed it on the way in.
Probably smells slightly of crab.
Flavoring.
There's very few things in this village that don't smell of fish or crab or...
Oh, that's done. What's next?
Good question.
Anyone got a sick grandma you want to visit? Or like a distant cousin, or I don't know, a snowflake you want to see?
I mean, I could do with some good books, if you know what I mean. In being in the swamps for so long is not very appealing.
So you want to go book shopping or something?
Well, it's always good to have supplies, but shopping not so much. I would not mind reading the book a little further.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. About this time, the bartender kind of comes back with a large platter of some smoked meats. There's about half a ham hock left, some breads. There is a decent amount of boiled crab and some shrimp. He puts a little bit of a pitcher of ale on the table and says again, "This is on the house."
I appreciate it. Thank you.
It's really on the counter, but I'll humor him.
So he goes back to the bar. Man's kind of, making himself busy organizing tankards and polishing glasses.
Is it just us and him in the room?
There's a couple other patrons. Again, just very seasoned looking people that look almost like ornaments to the bar as much as they are patrons.
Like the standard bar sitcom.
We have Norm in the corner.
I take it Zach went back with his pond mother.
Yes, Zach
Aw.
is quite busy
I was,
being the hero of Canton.
but he could have come along with us, and he could have been our Josh 2.0 or
Jocelyn?
Jocelyn 2.0.
We did need a mascot.
Not ready for NPCs.
Well,
As you gentlemen debate these things, Tyee, out of the corner of your eye, you would see somebody slip in through the front door, make their way. Were you waving at me, Kalbren?
no, this was his radar. Bloop, 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 bloop.
So yeah, your radar clocks somebody coming in the door, trying to be a little stealthy or not draw too much attention to themselves. They head over to the corner, kind of away from everyone else, and wave the bartender over. They seem to be talking in very hushed tones. The conversation looks to be becoming rather heated and animated.
Is Tyee reading their lips?
What are they talking about?
I don't know. Are you able to read their lips?
Observant feet allows that.
I am. Yep.
As long as you
Are you
understand,
serious?
Yeah.
as long as you understand the language.
So you just literally are a fucking walking JTAC team. Can just lays the target from.
Yeah. I need a second though, because I need to discipline these kids.
You do that. Enforce the rule of the sock.
Don't
In
sock
twos
each
and only
other.
by twos.
The beatings will continue until morale improves. Or is that what you just said,
Socking.
Callie?
Yeah, basically.
Cat.
I was just saying the socks have a rule of two.
Oh, no.
Oh, he's lip reading, then I'm gonna need this.
No, you need the preparation time.
Hey, Bert, remember that thing we were talking about earlier?
Yeah, Ernie. That's what I'm picturing the two.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Back to work. Good job.
is there any type of roll or anything, or you can just, as long as you can see their lips, you can tell what they're saying?
Stand by.
All right.
Oh, yeah. No. If you can see a creature's mouth when it is speaking a language you understand, you can interpret what it's saying by reading its lips.
Okay.
Callie's next NPCs will be communicating through telepathic thought.
I think you know more, the stranger says. I think you know more than you're letting on. You see the barkeep say, look, friend, I've given you the information I have. If I had more, I would give you more. But I can't give you what I don't have. There seems to be going back and forth about a discussion of a group of adventurers that were through here on their way to an expedition. They've not been heard from, and their benefactors have grown increasingly worried. He describes each one of them. Male, half-elf, goes by Roland, accompanied by kind of a brooding woman, if you can call her that. Chung, she's the half-orc, kind of the muscle. Then you get the twins, Eric and Welby. Halflings. One's a little religious nutty. The other one's okay. You sure you've not seen or heard anything more? He slides a small pouch, a coin across the bar.
Good. Keep it up.
Look, friend, I can't take your gold in good conscience. I have no information to give you. They were here. They were kind of running their mouths, spending gold they didn't have yet, as treasure hunt and adventure folk do. Getting a little loud with the plans of riches and so forth they were going to find in some far-off land. Gearing up for an adventure. They ate well, they paid well, went to sleep and hit the docks the next morning. Caught a boat to New Haven. That's all I know. That was a few weeks ago. Come a month. A couple days. The stranger looks a little dejected. He ponders the words of the barkeep. Kind of nods softly. Do you hear anything else? You know how to find me. And turns and prepares to leave. You see the barkeep have a little bit of sweat on his brow. It was definitely a tense conversation, just by the body language you could observe.
Can you describe this person for me? They're a human. They're an elf.
They're a half elf. They're rather tall, slender. Walks with an air of authority, a regalness to it. Young elf, probably in his, the equivalent of a late 20s in human years.
Excuse me, you young man.
He turns swiftly. His eyes kind of darting around. They focus on you with a familiar glaze.
With a familiar glaze?
Just that, target acquired.
Ah, got it. Come sit and dine with us. Yes, I think we have some things to discuss.
What are you doing?
What matters what I have to discuss with the likes of you?
Ah, it seems like you need some help.
Help I doubt you could provide.
Ah, it's probably more than the bartender.
This is the second time he's turned to step away that you've stopped him.
Yeah.
And what do you know of my plight?
You are looking for an adventuring party, and you cannot seem to locate them. We seem to have a knack for finding lost things.
He gives pause for a moment. Slowly approaches the table and takes a seat. Well, you seem to know much about my business. What can you offer?
Well, you seem to have a quarry or a missing party of something. It just you seem to be looking.
Interest of certain parties I represent, benefactors of a young adventuring group,
Oh
treasure
well.
hunters of sorts.
Seems like many of those parties are around these days.
The dreams
What?
of many young men, yes.
What brought them here?
I feel that something that they've gone missing. Something's wrong.
I'd like
They
to
normally-
insight check this fella just to see if he's like on the up and up around. Is he looking for somebody? I need to make that more specific. Specifically interested in. Does it sound like? Yeah. Does it sound like he's telling the truth as far as being here for to try like on the behalf of this benefactor, or is there some other ulterior motive? Does that make sense?
Yeah, give me a roll. With the fat 20.
Jesus. I don't know if I'm going to be doing that every time. That is a 24. That was an 18 on the dice. And it didn't really roll, but I'll try to roll it, I guess, next time.
He's not lying, but you definitely get the sense that there's more to the story than's being let on.
That's fine. I'm passively. Yeah, sorry, Ty, I interrupted. Carry on.
No, you didn't interrupt. But searching for things we need to know usually more details than sometimes the parties are willing to divulge to us. They were here looking for something. What were they looking for?
Chasing crazy adventuring stories, pirates lost gold, things of the like. They become enamored with some story of buried treasure of some notorious pirate captain, on a small chain of islands near the peninsula of Chult to the south. Unfortunately, my benefactor didn't become aware of this until the party had already left.
So this was not a mission. So this was not a mission of your benefactor.
No, they seem to have taken initiative. He says with a certain draw to it on
And
their
your
own.
benefactor needs these people for some reason?
Well, they have been a significant investment, and he would hate to see them harmed before they've become useful.
I see. Very interesting.
Perhaps there are better investments than these ones.
I'm sorry?
Perhaps there are better investments than these people. And Vesmir kind of gestures to the company at the table.
Skilled that you may be, the time and energy to bring these up and the connected families that they belong to. This was more fulfill their fantasies without them getting hurt, and they took things into their own hands, chased off a more challenging prize.
So you are saying that they were foolish?
Yes, very. I feel that they've gotten themselves into something way over their heads. But alas, my trail grows cold here. Other than New Haven, and there's not much of a lead to go on.
As you'll have to forgive me, your benefactor, and even you seem quite worried about this party. They don't seem to be simple employees. Is there a relationship that exists between maybe you or your benefactor and one of these persons?
One of them is his nephew. The one that goes by Roland Moonbrook.
I see. Is that name significant?
I mean, it's who you're looking for. It's an actual name.
Okay.
I didn't make this one up on the fly.
I've written it down.
Now, let's say these individuals are located. That's one thing. What if they are returned safely?
My benefactor would be much pleased and offer a handsome reward. And if they can't be retrieved and the worst has befallen them, information on what has happened to them and, well, whatever appropriate steps need to come after.
I see. Well, tell us everything about this. You know about this tale. What were they chasing? We have to know all the details about our koi if we can find them. If we were to find them.
They became enamored with the stories of an infamous pirate captain, Captain Jane Scale, and his crew who died at sea. Stories mostly, told in barrooms much like this. It's a way to pass the time. Have a way to take on urban legend status.
You said Captain Jane something?
Captain Jade Scale. Jadescale.
Thank you.
Did they
Don't have. Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry. I was just saying I don't have much more than that, other than it was rumored that the treasure was located near the Isle of Lantern. Or Lantan. Lantan.
Do your work. Thank you.
And when was the last time you had a communication with any of them?
Coming up on a month. But our sendings have gone unanswered. And I am afraid for the worst.
No scrying, no nothing like that?
Our efforts have been met with no success.
I see. Would you accompany us on this journey?
Unfortunately, my skills are to gather information and report back. If they were easily retrievable, I would be more than happy to, but my goal is to find information and report back so that an appropriate party could be directed.
Well, this seems like quite the dangerous endeavor if someone were to undertake it. It seems like employing our services might be worth your time. If you needed a reference, I'm sure you could get one from this town or maybe from the Grippi.
He looks over at the bartender, and the bartender kind of nods. Very well. If you think you can find them, then information on their whereabouts if you can't will be needed, and we will make a handsome reward.
Yes, but an undertaking like this is quite difficult. We will need to hire a ship. We will need to hire a crew. We will need passage to, what did you call it? Chult? Maps. We need supplies. It will be expensive.
Well, if that is where the trail takes us, then you will have your expedition funded. But alas, I have not found evidence that they've actually made it to Chult. We are still looking for them. My next stop, New Haven.
Ah, so there's a chance that they are in New Haven.
It's possible. It would be the most close. It would be the closest port that they could leave to hit the Lantan Islands.
Ah, well then, New Haven seems to be the place to be.
And what is your name, sir?
That is one that I did not have.
Yes!
What's this guy? What's this guy gonna be named?
But it was like James Jones, yeah?
No.
Smoody McSmooderson.
I like playing the Let's Stump Callie game. It's fun.
We can call him Bucket.
Bucket?
Boblin the Goblin. Nailed it.
Goblin
Boblin the Goblin has to be like Ken's long lost cousin.
We will call him Mr. Bucket. It's pronounced bouquet,
Bucla.
but it's spelled bucket.
Well, do you believe that there are seaworthy vessels here we can acquire?
I'm sure of it. But if we are to leave, we must leave soon.
So you would come on this part of the journey with us?
At least until we find evidence that they've departed the shores of the Sword Coast.
Would you like to set out this evening, or would you prefer to wait till the morning?
Unfortunately, I do believe every hour is of the essence we can sleep on the boat.
That's just worth a shot.
Railroaded. I love it.
I feel inappropriately touched.
You're the one who
You
started
did not
it.
have to stop him,
But I did.
and here we are.
Oh, ship son.
If you didn't want us to stop him, you shouldn't have made him so mysterious.
Well, you know,
If he was mundane, he would have just came and gone.
my Saturday party was like, why did you just throw the coins all over the ground like that? You knew we were going to pick them up. I was like, yeah, I did.
Mm-hmm.
I threw it to the ground.
Came up to a black obelisk, but there was all these pretty coins thrown on the ground around it.
Perfect innocent coins, I'm sure.
They were. The obelisk wasn't. It didn't like you taking its treasure. But that is a tale for another time. As Mr. Bucket Bouquet ushers you towards the docks, he begins talking to the harbor master and whatnot. It isn't long before you're able to find a boat that is happens to be headed south and is willing to stop to drop you off in New Haven. He has paid your fare, and the boat is awaiting you to board and head to New Haven. Unless there's something else the party would like to do.
Hell no, let's get the hell out of this backwater.
Why? I like it. It's comfortable.
You would.
It's very swampy.
So, you set out from the Salton Wind and begin your journey south. It takes but a couple days. You're able to rest, reset your spells. Is there anything anybody would like to do while on the boat?
Let me just have a quick look.
Mr. Bucket.
Okay.
Vinny just runs to the bow and goes, I'm king of the world! Just having fun.
I do believe, Vinny, that no one will dispute this fact.
Oh, God, I hope not. I hope they do. What? I don't want to be king. Then he had an existential crisis.
Going to New Haven, is that correct?
That is where you're headed, yes.
Cool. I don't have anything I want to accomplish personally.
Okay, does anybody else have anything before we jump to our next locale?
Nope.
Okay.
So, this ship that we're on, is it just like are they accompanying us, or are they just like a ferry that's going to drop us off and then disappear, or?
It is just dropping you off. And then as soon as you depart, it is headed back on its trade route. Y'all just happen to hitch a ride along the way.
Oh, that was fun.
Crew to make a quick buck. That
used
boat
to
is
happen
much
before.
smaller
Like,
than...
you just like pulled us,
No, I know.
right? Like
And that
in
nice.
Talespire, like I didn't change the map, but we are now on set New Haven.
Yeah,
Like, I
mine
feel like-
changed automatically too.
Do
Yeah,
not
like,
attempt
I
to
feel like it's a new
adjust your
feature.
television sets. We are in control.
I feel violated.
Well, I can
Violated, you started this.
Feel inappropriately touched.
Well,
Well,
Cry more.
I'm not crying at all.
Sound
Not
like
yet.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
Show me in the door where you were touched.
All right, so you can,
None of these
as you're
maps.
headed south, the chills, the first touches of winter seem to be left behind. As you, even just a few days' journey south, it's a little bit warmer, a little bit more humid. The hustle and bustle of this port far dwarfs what you were just at Sultan Wind. This is a much larger town just from the size of the ships that are able to dock in the Deepwater Harbor. There's trade goods. There's the hustle and bustle of the dockyard, fishermen coming and going. But you have arrived at New Haven. Mr. Bouquet collects himself, wraps himself with his cloak, kind of pulls the hood closed, hides his figure, and says, "Shall we?"
Well, yes, of course. Please lead the way.
So he heads over to one of the harbor master and asks about the party. Tries to describe as best he can the adventurers. The guy says, "It sounds kind of familiar, but I don't know. I can't remember when I saw him last. But I remember the big one, that Chung lady. She was a handful, giving the guards a hell of a time. I think she got in some tavern fight while they were here. That was a few weeks ago, though."
While they're talking, I kind of want to not pay too much attention, and I kind of want to just look around the dock, specifically looking if I can spot a dock worker that looks to be shady, as far as maybe somebody that could be a member of a thieves guild locally, or I guess someone that looks like they're working, but maybe they also have a bit of a side hustle going on. I know that's really vague.
You're
Roll
looking
me
for thieves,
perception.
Ken?
I can speak thieves can't. That's where I'm going with this. You wanted perception, I imagine.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that seriously was an 18 again, but it actually rolled this time, so I don't feel like I dropped it.
We heard it. It's okay.
That's going to be a 27.
All right. So you see a kid, maybe 17, 18 years old. He's looking around. Every once in a while, he yells out in front of the basket he's holding, "Cockles oysters! Get fresh oysters!" You see with the flourish of his hand next to him on the side of the post is a little carving that you recognize, kind of the hobo markings. And you get the impression that he fits the what you're looking for.
We can shift to that now or later. I just wanted to figure it out or spot somebody.
You've made your mark. All right. What's the rest of the party doing?
I assume we're already in the tavern then.
Oh, right now you're still on the dock.
Oh. Who are we talking to?
The harbor master.
Ah, right.
And then this kid that was selling oysters, Karl's putting eyes on.
My expectation is when everybody goes to the tavern, I will go talk to the kid.
Okay. So as everybody heads off, Karl, you hang back, have a conversation. The party is, making the way across town to the tavern.
Make it away.
Make it.
So how do you want to approach this?
Yeah, okay. If you're okay, sorry. I wasn't sure if you were going to do the tavern stuff. So yeah,
Oysters, get oysters, fresh ones.
yeah, go up to the kid.
It's like some oysters, sir.
I think is thieves can't more of it's symbols and it's a language or it's a hand. I'll greet him in a way that lets him know that I'm one of those folks. And then
5
just walk up
bushels,
next to
yes, sir. The weather's mighty cold these days. Have you noticed the red dawn on the winter's wind? He basically says, "Hey, I get it. I pick up on the signals. What are you looking for?"
Sure, yeah, I'll lean in close and just ask him, you remember anything? A big half-orc lady coming through here last week or so. Had 3 or 4 other folks with her, a couple halfling twins. You know anything? See anything about that?
Yes, sir. Water is wet. He basically replies back, "I may have. What's it to you?"
I'll actually pick up an oyster and look at it and like sleight of hand style throw a gold coin under it as I put it back and kind of get his attention.
Oi, so you got a little bit of flash. Yeah, they're familiar. They're here a few weeks back. The big one made a ruckus down at the tavern.
And you haven't seen them since. Did they
I
say
think
anything?
the only reason the guard didn't give him any much of a hard time is they paid for the window and left right away.
You didn't hear them say anything. You got good ears.
I also got a lot of oysters here.
I'll put another gold coin down.
He says, yeah, they were headed to some island. Some port town. Looking as a way stop before hitting the mist cliffs of Chult. They were talking crazy about some pirate gold or something they were after. Asked me, looked like a bunch of rich kids way out of their element.
Probably true. Let's consider this a prepayment of information. I think you know more than what you're telling, but we'll leave it at that. So I'll come back and check on you a little later.
Oh, don't forget your oysters, sir, as he hands you the whole basket.
Yeah, I'll take oysters.
Tips his cat and heads off into the traffic as you work your way to catch up with the party. You make your way across the town to rather ordinary-looking tavern, much like the tons of others you've seen. The one striking difference about this one is there seems to be a person-shaped hole in the window that has been papered up and kind of taped with parchment. Just based on the conversation that you had, Karl, you feel like this is the right place.
Oh, I know that art style. It's Gnomesy, I think. Banksy, Gnomesy.
Har har har. That's not the tavern.
The prolific goblin graffitiist.
We're just gonna theater of the mind this because I can't find the tavern.
That's cool. This hub is pretty sweet.
Yeah, by all means, if you'll find a tavern, we can move your guys over there. So you arrive. You see the smashed window that's been papered up. I assume the party's going in. Mr. Bucket says, "Shall I do the talking, or shall we use this as a test of your skills?" Did I lose you?
Everyone just
No,
stand around.
I'm
Oh, did I do
thinking.
know? Not me.
Yeah, I think one of us can probably ask some questions, but given what the fellow at the dock said, this definitely looks like we're in the right place. And I'll head in. I'll head in right up to the bar.
You push open on the door, noticing the freshly repaired hinges. The bar's got a cracked mirror above it. You see that there's several broken chairs piled in the corners. There's a handful of people here. It doesn't look nearly as busy as you would expect. But there's a elderly-looking woman behind the bar. And looks at you when you come in. Well, come in or not. Close the door either way.
Oh yeah,
It's a
I'm
little
shuffling in.
cold outside to have a vent in your window there, isn't it?
Yeah, not by design. It was a whole window till just recent.
Huh, what happened?
No trials and tribulations of being a bar owner. What can I get you fellas?
I kind of looked at fellows beside me.
I will have the wine, please.
Trying again, huh?
Elven or halfling?
Sorry, say that again.
Elven or halfling?
We'll start with the halfling and work our way to the elven.
It's rather dear, but worth the coinage. 2 gold a glass.
Very well. Is what it is. And Vesmir slides some gold across the counter.
He takes it, and for the rest of you?
How about for helping taking care of my friends? I see you got a little bit of broken stuff over there, so I can go over and get that fixed up for you right away.
You do that for me?
Absolutely.
And what do you want for the favor?
The chance to help? It's spread a good goblin's name?
Her eyes have kind of narrowed at this point. She was really jovial and friendly. But just your outward trying to help seems to have put her in defensive posture.
Hey, no worry. I got you taken care of. I promise.
He is pretty good for a goblin.
He has been a faithful companion to us for quite some time now.
Yeah, no, I don't care about the goblin. I care about you fix the chairs and then you come back in a few days and say I owe you. Nothing's free in this world.
Well, then
All right. Vinny pulls out 2 gold and puts it on the counter. Here. Now can I repair your stuff?
She seems absolutely baffled by this. All right, well, as long as it's on the up and up. She
All
picks
right.
up the 2 gold coins.
Got you covered. And he goes over and starts casting mending to fix up the furniture.
Yeah, so you're over there fixing furniture. And
Hey,
for the
that's
rest
not how
of
you haggle.
He's always done that. You know, it's like, hey, it's like he's going to lower the price. I'm going to raise the price, but he pays more thinking it's a deal. It's just Vinny's way. He doesn't understand economics.
So, what can I get the rest of you? And based on the way you look, I'd say you're probably looking for more than just here to fix my chairs.
Yeah. No, we're just new in town, getting the lay of the land.
We just follow the goblin around and see what kind of trouble he gets into. And today he's fixing chairs.
Hey.
For the most part, that's about accurate.
No, we are looking for a group of people who might have come through here. They probably looked at, not too dissimilar than us. There was a big half-orc woman. I think there were 2 halflings that were twins, or at least siblings. half elf amongst them.
So as you name off each one of them, it's almost like you're physically hitting her. She just reels after each one of the descriptions. She just looks pissed now. If you're connected with them in any way whatsoever, I will have you thrown out of town. Or I will have you ridden out on a rail.
Madam, please. There is a bounty at stake, and we're just interested in collecting. This
Bounty. Are they
is
wanted?
Well,
Seems to have turned her tune a little bit.
this is not a personal arrangement. We do not have any actual affiliation with them, and I mean, we just come in search of information, not necessarily to cause problem.
Right. Fancy words. Is it one of those wanted dead or alive type bounties?
Yes, they're wanted dead.
I want half.
You want half? You seem
Want
to
half.
really want them dead.
They fucked up my bar, insulted me,
What
and
you
ran
did?
off with my prized pig.
Prized pig.
Not your prize
Liars,
pig.
Eaters, and thieves, the lot of them.
Well, it sounds like they need to be brought to justice.
How can I help?
Well, first of all, this is not an opportunity to split the bounty, but if you want them brought to justice, then you can speak with us.
Right, but justice doesn't pay the bills.
No, but
No,
you
and it's
have
our life that's on the line, not yours.
Yes, and there's a goblin fixing your
Alright,
furniture,
alright.
so
10%. Granny's got to get paid.
I think you did to get your furniture fixed. I don't see where your bargaining power lies.
Roll persuasion.
Mending a chair.
Any advantage because we got a goblin mending stuff?
You know what? She is in a good mood. She's getting paid and still somewhat confused by it. Sure, roll with advantage.
Thank you. 6 out of 7. God damn it. For a 9 total.
5%. Or hell, just slide me a few more coins and I'll tell you what you need to know.
Very well, and Vesmir is going to slide over 3 more gold coins.
And she kind of like taps on them a couple times.
They are very legal tender. I would not be worried about this.
No, the quantity, son.
Slides over 1 platinum piece.
All right, what do you boys want to know?
Well, you seem to be forthcoming with the information. Just start from the top and go from there.
All right, there we were a few weeks back. Normal night. We're having karaoke, and one of the fishermen brought in a whole new set. Having a good time, and these college buffoons come in, stirring up trouble, acting like they owned the place, were rude to my staff, made one of them cry, got in an altercation with the bard that I had here playing music, got in a fight. One of my star patrons that's here, one of my regulars, got thrown through that window by the big green one. And by the time the guards got here, they had grabbed poor Gertrude and were already running towards the docks.
Why would
So
they take your pig?
I don't know.
So it is of your expert opinions that they have set sail since they were last year.
They were running for the docks pretty fast. But I got a good idea where they're going.
Out of character, are we hunting the Saturday night party group?
I don't know. This is a really long adventure hook in to get something.
That would actually be amazing if we were, though.
Right.
We got some frat bro vibes as the night's gone on.
Are you able to point out to any other witnesses that may have seen these people?
She points out to a couple of the regulars who at this point have kind of gathered around and are throwing their 2 cents.
And we just collect,
Basically, they came in here running their mouths about how they're connected and do you know who I am type attitudes. They were mighty adventurers and were going to be rich beyond. They could buy this town 10 times over. This treasure, they were on their way, but everything had been set in order and they were headed to they were headed to Chult. They had one final stop on the way to finalize their expedition supplies and pick up a map.
I look at the barkeep and just say, if you were heading to Chult and you wanted to stop in a port town between here and there, where would you stop?
Yokotoro Village. There's
Please spell
it is Yokotoro. Yokotoro.
Sorry to interrupt.
You're fine. It's a little fishing village, not much of it, but there's a pretty amazing tavern there.
One that you are affiliated with?
No, not at all. Shore of Dreams is the tavern's name. It's known by many adventurers. It's kind of the last stop on the way to Chult for those seeking adventure and dangers of the jungle.
Yes, I do believe that you are in your right mind. These people sound like fools not having a map and thinking that they are going to find treasure before acquiring the map. But, I mean, I digress.
They seem to have had a lead. That some woman that runs the Shore of Dreams had insider information. We could direct them directly there. They were going to meet her.
Very well. Is any more information that is pertinent to our situation that you can divulge?
Beep, 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 beep. The proprietor's name is Pesca. Tell her Granny at New Haven says hi.
Very well. We'll for sure see what we can do about that. Is there any good place to get supplies in this town, or is it best to be going to Yokotoro?
They can outfit you for any exploration. And again, it's a last stop. You can hit the port there on the peninsula of Chult and outfit yourself with anything you need to get into the jungle, if that's where you're headed.
Well, we go where the information takes us.
Well, I wish you safe travels.
Vesmir just
Kind of
gives
leave. What's up?
Vesmir just gives a nod to her safe travels.
Well,
Oh,
I think I'm finished up here. You're all good.
Good work.
Most of the chairs are all mended. You had to take a few for scrap to build out the full rest of the chairs, but yeah, you did a pretty good job. She seems quite impressed and says, for the good work, you can keep your share. Just bring him to justice.
Oh, just
And if
us?
you can get my pig Gertrude back,
Oh, yeah.
that'd be mighty kind of you.
Absolutely. Pleasure to help you, ma'am.
Very
I'll
well.
lean into
we-
Mr. Bucket here and just say, these guys seem like colorful individuals. What was it we had to help you again?
Well, they're definitely not ready, as you can see why I would be worried, and my benefactor is worried.
Fair enough.
How many of these party groups have you sent out already? Like in total?
Who are you asking?
Mr. Bucket? Yeah.
Oh, I was just contracted to find this one.
Oh,
No, no.
okay.
These nobles have nothing but free time, you see, and so they read stories, adventures. They want to leave their mark, not live in their parents' shadows. They dream of big adventures. We fulfill those adventures for the most times, or their parents do. That phase ends, and they go about to be productive members of society and the nobility. These decided to go off on their own adventure.
Well, that's not bad. I decided to go on an adventure and look where I'm at.
True. But then why not answer our sending spells?
Oh, I see. So you're worried about him. It's not that you hate him.
Indeed.
No, that makes a difference. We do want them back alive. What are you talking about?
Well, of course.
He looks at Tyee.
Granny's the one that was like, wanted dead or alive, let's do this. Well, Mr. Bucket says that he will need to secure passage to Yokotoro for you, and we'll await here for word of your findings.
This is a cool map you found, by the way.
Thank you.
Did Granny have any like baked goods for sale or anything?
She would have like maybe some biscuits or something left over for breakfast.
I was looking for like an apple pie. All right.
Yeah, not that type. More biker granny.
Gotcha. Nope, all good here.
Okay. Well, Mr. Bucket's off to procure passage to this small fishing village for you. Is there anything the party would like to do before you leave town?
Yeah, I'd like to go see if there's like a merchant that does like spell components and materials to transcribe and
It would be. This is a decent sized port town, and they would have full market capabilities and whatnot. So you're able to find a merchant that would fill your needs. Just use the D&D Beyond for the costing. If there's something in particular that you're looking for, then by all means.
I would just like to spend 150 on spell components.
Okay.
Can I call a quick bio break here?
Yeah, why don't we call a quick bio break? That'll let me get into some of this stuff as you'll start pivoting to a market session here.
Sweet.
Okay, well, Mr. Bucket has procured you passage on a fast-moving skiff. It will take you south to one of these islands near the peninsula of Chult. It'll take a few days to get there, but your passage and boarding and all that has been paid for.
No, I
Wishes
think,
you Go ahead.
I think it's all good.
All right, so he wishes you the best of luck, and you set out on the boat.
And his name was what again?
Mr. Bucket.
Who names their kid that? That's so weird. He must have had a
Alright.
traumatic childhood.
I'm sure it was a perfectly legitimate name.
Okay. Can't wait to see
All right.
Mr. Cup.
So as you make your way across the seas, I need the party to give me a wisdom check.
Wisdom check?
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay. Oh, I guess I'll just do it in there. Fine. Fine. Everyone's doing it over there.
I'm sailing.
Do you want to read
Everybody-
it?
Everybody gets a +2 if you're near me.
We're on the boat. We're
Yeah,
on a-
they would be near you. So yeah, give me the with the +2. So tell me your rolls.
17 for Vinny.
27 for Vesmir.
15 for Karl. Oh, 7. Oh,
7 for Talgar. I rolled a 1.
Son of a bitch.
Anybody else? Ty?
24.
Okay.
Is that good?
26 because you're next.
26. Yes.
All right. I need a Constitution saving throw.
From everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Nat 20 for 25.
All right.
I am gonna use a cosmic omen to add a d6 to this.
And +2.
So it's 8 plus 4 is 12 is 14.
Okay.
And Vinny got 6.
+2.
That's with the +2.
13
9
for Karl.
and 9 for Vesmir.
All right. And then if I could get just people's passive perceptions real quick.
1-9.
13.
Can I use my passive perception?
That's what I'm asking for. Karl, what was that?
Oh.
19.
19. Ty, what is your passive?
35. No, it's 23.
All right. Talgar?
11.
Vinny?
18.
And who am I missing?
That's it.
Vesmir. I don't have Vesmir.
Oh, I said 9. Sorry.
That's passive perception?
Sorry.
You and Talgar looking at rocks over there.
13. 13.
They're pretty.
I wonder if there's a door.
On a boat? In the middle of the water?
You don't know that.
All right. So you make your way across the seas. A few nights pass. Before long, you find yourself making for the small little fishing village of Yokotoro. It is it's a small island. It's surrounded by wooden pontoons and canoes. Inland, you can make out a handful of ramshackle bamboo huts and one far grander building, which must surely be the tavern, which Granny spoke of. As you get closer to the docks, you can hear the sound of merriment and festivities emanating from the tavern. The docks are quite a collection of different diverse races, all kind of flowing through this free port. The surrounding southern edge of the island, it's a small network of these wooden pontoons that house like dozens and dozens of small fishing vessels. The place is bustling with folk cleaning nets, hauling in catches, maintaining their small fishing boats. You see a few larger vessels that sit on the edge of the docks, like on the far end in the deeper water, making the small fishing boats almost seem insignificant in comparison to the size of these larger boats, one of them being the one that you're disembarking from. You see the town's kind of laid out. You see one of the more prominent bamboo hut. You hear the clanging of a blacksmith emanating from somewhere in the small village. and the merriment of the tavern up ahead. In the center of the village, there's overlooking a lot of the houses and the pontoons and kind of the dock is a rather large bamboo-built tower. And that's Yokotoro, kind of in a nutshell here.
Well, Bucket, where do you suppose we should start to look?
Bucket did not come with you on this journey.
Oh, right. I thought he was. My bad.
That's a lot of bamboo.
And the lady at the bar did tell us to check the Shore of Dreams and talk to Pesca.
Oh, where's that at?
Just look around, look to see if I can see a sign that says the Shore of Dreams.
You get the impression that that is the large tavern structure there in the middle.
Hey, let's check out that.
Okay, so as you make your way down through the docks across the village here, as you kind of pass one of the huts, the larger huts nestled away on the kind of outskirts of the town, you see a small group of locals have gathered, and you smell the burning sage just kind of filling your nostrils. You hear the cackle of kind of a pair of elderly women emanating from somewhere in the hut as you pass by. Making your way towards the large tavern. Off to your right, up ahead, you see the smithy. It's one of the few stone buildings on the island here. And from it, you can almost feel in the street the heat emanating from its exterior forge. There's a couple of anvils that stand not far from a small primitive well, and you can see a rather gruff-looking man crudely hammering away at a hot piece of metal before suddenly cursing and dipping it back into the bank of coals. The tavern lies ahead. Unless anybody's wanting to make a diversion.
Nope, and he's just taking it all in.
Okay, so as you make your way to the tavern, you pass by the large bamboo tower in the middle of the town. From below, you don't really see any guards manning the tower. It just seems to be kind of a fixture in the town. You see a rope ladder that leads up to the top. You pass by it as you make your way to the Shore of Dreams. It's a two-story kind of stone building filled with long tables and benches. There's a blazing fireplace and a well-stocked bar. There's a handful of villagers sitting drinking different local spirits and feasting on what appears to be lavish seafood platters. In the back of the tavern is a decorated stage of carved bamboo, beautifully made kind of pillars on the side. Some work has gone into the stage that's in the corner.
Head over to the bar.
Talgar will join him.
Okay.
I guess you didn't really tell us anything about what Pesca looks like.
I'm sure we can train one.
Not what I wanted. So as you make your way over to the bar, the building is just packed full of locals. There is just a festive atmosphere. There's just merriment happening. Everybody's, I mean, just it's a wonderful feeling. There's a warmth emanating from the fires. As you make your way to the bar, you see a small woman, a young, naive looking with rather a small frame. She's working the bar currently. Her face lights up as she sees new people arriving. And she welcomes you to the Shore of Dreams. Don't be shy. What can I get for you?
Uh,
Wine.
Did you have
uh,
any rum?
Indeed, I do. She reaches into the bar and pulls a small bottle out. So what brings you to the Shore of Dreams?
may I ask, are you Pesca?
Oh, no. She kind of blushes. I'm not Pesca. I'm Mersa.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance, Mesa.
And who might you be?
I am Vesmir. We have Tyee, Talgar, Vinny, and looks over towards the shadows. We have another companion named Karl. He might be somewhere else.
Very well.
Is Pesca available?
He's entertaining some guests right now, so no. Can I ask what business you have here?
Can
Granny from New Haven says hi, and we have a few questions, but we can wait till she's available.
You may be waiting a while. She's entertaining a new adventuring group that's taking up the call. But I'm sure by tomorrow she'll be willing to see you.
Is she taking up the call?
Yeah, we have quite a reputation. Word has got out that Pesca holds the secrets to the lost treasure of Jade Scale, infamous pirate.
Does this bring many people to this merry place?
I have a feeling it brought you here.
Oh, come now. That's quite the assumption.
She's like, I wasn't born yesterday. My family used to own this place before Pesca bought it.
Ah. Pesca bought this place.
Yeah, I kind of stick around out of nostalgia. I grew up here. It's always fun and festive in here.
That's very nice. Very nice indeed. How recently did this other party arrive?
Oh, I think just yesterday.
Um,
I'm sure there'll be another one tomorrow.
were there twins by chance in this party?
No? Not in this one. A few weeks back there was.
It's hard to miss, right?
Yeah.
Where do they go when they're with Pesca?
She entertains upstairs.
Are they there now?
Yeah, you hear laughter coming up from upstairs. Melodic laughter that just kind of drifts among the rafters.
We do need to speak with her. We can make it worth everybody's while, frankly.
I would enjoy an ale, have some food, sleep at night after your travel in a nice bed, and she'll, I'm sure, greet with you tomorrow. You don't want to get on her bad side.
Tell me about this bad side.
Well, I mean, she's in charge.
Oh well, I don't doubt that. Obviously, she bought this place, yes.
Yeah, and as keeper of the only copy of the treasure map, if you want to peek at it, you got to stay in her good graces.
Is she? She's the only copy, yeah.
The only copy that I know of.
And these adventuring parties, they go to her and they ask her for a look at the copy, and then they go out their way.
She makes a copy occasionally if somebody's got the coin, or she'll tell them what she knows, and they'll take that and off they go. Between you and me, I've never seen a party return though. I think it's just a bunch of hooey and I don't know.
How many of these parties have you seen head out there?
Quite a few.
Are we talking a few as in a handful, or are we talking a few as in a few dozen?
Probably about a dozen.
Do I get the sense she's telling me the truth throughout this entire conversation?
Give me an insight check.
19.
You definitely get the sense that there's more there, but she doesn't appear to be untruthful.
Yeah,
What's the tale about how she got a hold of this map?
I don't know. She just has it. And it's enough to keep drawing people in. But let's not dwell on such things. Let me get you a platter of seafood and some drinks into your cups. And I'll make a room for y'all. And I'm sure Pesca will see you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm just thinking. I'm sort of stuck here at the moment. Tell me, Miss Mercer, what wine do you have available in this establishment?
I have a few vintages. Honestly, I'm not much of a wine drinker. She turns and yells back towards the door behind her. Hey, Scorch! Do you know what vintages we have? You see a rather jumpy looking woman in kind of plain clothes, generic browns and blacks. She has a chef hat on, but it's kind of pulled close to her eyes. She seems very hard at work fixing some of the platters of seafood that are going out. She quickly rattles off a few different vintages and recommends one of them, which Mercer passes on.
Well, Mercer, if you don't mind, I would like to take this with the recommended chef's meal, if you don't mind.
Sure. We kind of do it family style, big seafood platter. But I'll tell Scorch and have her bring it out.
Very well, my compatriots and I shall have a bite to eat. Do you care for ale? Looking
I'm sorry?
talking to the rest of the party, do they care
Oh.
for ale?
I'll have one.
Absolutely.
I ain't turning it down.
Vesmir is not sure where Karl's voice came from.
Thank you.
And a round of ale for the my comrades, please. And then sort of make our way to a table that's as secluded as possible, especially from.
Okay.
What's your thoughts and feelings on this Pesca? She seems elusive, and our friend was rather pressed for time, so I'm not sure that also waiting is the best option.
She seems dangerous. Don't trust her.
Mesa or Pesca?
This whole thing. All these parties and nobody ever finds the treasure. She holds the treasure chest close to herself. I feel like she lies. I feel like she
Very
gives them
likely.
different. I feel like she gives. You're not here.
Oh, I'm not. I thought I was.
Are you here now?
No, yeah, I've been there. I've been in.
Oh,
Yeah,
probably, yeah.
Seraphic is just giving the flare that I'm like on the side in the shadows.
Oh, okay, yeah, and actually, well, yeah. I just had the feeling that she might make copies of these maps and send these people to the deaths, depending on how she feels about them. She collects the gold. Obviously, she's very wealthy. She bought this place. This whole thing seems like a trap.
Most things typically are a trap, for sure. I would wholeheartedly agree. Vinny, Karl, Talgar, thoughts?
Do get kind of a weird vibe.
Karl will take one of the picks out of his thieves' kit and twirl it on his fingers and say, after the sun goes down, could go and poke around her offices, maybe see if there's something interesting.
Just a quick clarification. You said Mr. Bucket didn't come with us?
No, he did not.
So, but was he on the boat that delivered us?
No.
Okay.
He arranged passage to this island.
Okay. I would like to cast Sending. And
Okay.
I want to send a message to Mr. Bucket. Hey, Mr. Bucket, it's me, Vinny, I just wanted to check in. Why did your parents name you Mr. Bucket? Were you teased? That's it.
It's bouquet. And what progress have you made?
Okay. I just want to let you guys know that sending actually does work from here to there. So I don't know why these guys never got sending. So I couldn't answer that.
Well, Vinny, one thing to also consider is that I don't think the treasure map leads to here. It seems to lead to a different place again. But, I mean, for all intensive purposes, we do not know if there's some sort of arcane block in the way.
Well, the party that was here yesterday or the couple days back, the ones we were looking for?
I think they were here a few weeks ago, to be honest.
Well, I just wanted to test the connection, just make sure whatever was interfering wasn't here. It's just a test. Oh,
Test.
and it's Mr. Bouquet, just to let you guys know.
We shall see.
Well, we have the contact if we need them.
Yeah, Vinny doesn't even register the question. He just ignores it. He doesn't respond back to or send again.
And so shortly after you do the sending, the door to the kitchen burst open and out comes Scorch, the chef, carrying a large platter of a variety of lobsters and shellfish and crabs and all kinds of stuff. They look to be covered in different exotic spices, being this close to the southern peninsula of Chult. And promises to be quite tasteful. She looks rather grumpy looking, a little jumpy. She puts the platter down, and as she does so, Tyee, you notice that on her forearm there is a tattoo, but it looks to be somewhat I don't know what the word is, like
Faded?
not desecrated, but like you can see a couple scars that run through it, almost if it was attempted to be removed by, hand.
Huh.
But you get it only for a fleeting glance as she reaches down and puts the platter.
As she reaches down to put the platter down, Vesmir saying admirably about the wine. This vintage is quite nice. I do hope that it goes well with the food, which seems to smell quite good. I'm looking forward to this.
Her eyes kind of narrow, and she has like a standoffish look, and she says, "I'm glad you like the vintage." Her eyes kind of dart around at the makeup of the table. I have many more to prepare. You all have a good meal. You see her kind of retreat quickly back to the kitchen.
She seemed nice.
Hmm.
Yeah, she seems good.
Of us?
No.
Do you
Well-
think Tyee maybe has some more information, something you should not letting on?
No, she will. She doesn't know us at all. She's at work. Her boss is upstairs. What do we expect from her?
So, Karl, what is your idea? What is your plan?
As far as figuring out more about our friend Pesca,
Vesmir sort of shrugs and gestures to continue.
sure. Whenever I want to find out something from somebody that they don't want to tell me about, the best way is to go looking. I imagine she has an office in this building somewhere. They said the lady at the counter did say she was upstairs, didn't she?
About that time, you hear kind of footsteps coming down the stairs. They're rather heavy and belong to a rather handsome but dangerous-looking woman. She has that kind of fighter air about her. This kind of air of authority. She makes her way over to the bar and says something to Marassa. Tyee, you would pick up. Basically, she says Prisk is almost out of wine, and hurry up and get another platter of seafood up there. And Marissa says right away, and seems to kind of jump to. The tall woman kind of looks around the room, and then heads back up the stairs.
Only Ty saw that, right?
Well, Tyee would have heard. Everybody saw that, but Tyee would have heard been able to make out from the lip reading.
No, there's been quite a bit of revelry upstairs. It's interesting. Interesting. I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna go to the kitchen. Is that where they're at?
No, the Marissa is behind the bar. The Scorch is in the kitchen. The tall, dangerous-looking woman went back upstairs.
When we walked in, were there a lot of people outside?
A decent amount.
Vesmir underneath the table is going to make his rat appear and he's going to lower it to the floor. And he's going to say to Vinny, Vinny, I'm going to attempt to do this discreetly. I won't be here, so to speak. So please don't go anywhere. And you see his stare just go blank as he goes through the vision of his rat, who begins to subtly make its way around to the stairs.
Sure. So you make your way up the stairs, stealthily. Go ahead and give me a stealth check as the rat.
Oh, right, shit, I haven't brought up that thing's character sheet in forever.
I was just about to ask that if you had that handy.
Good call. I do not. I know it doesn't have advantage. I'm just going to roll something real quick and then we can.
Yep.
I think I got a table. I got to bring it up.
I think.
Here we go. Good old naming. Find familiar. Okay. Rat. No special stealth ability. So that's would be a 11 for stealth.
Okay. So you make your way up. You find that there's a few people. What looks to be a young group of adventurers. They seem to be consuming quite a bit of wine and mostly eaten seafood platter sitting before them. There's a woman there that is wearing a flowing gown. Her voice seems extremely melodic. She just seems to just kind of, her presence just fills the room. She has bright blue skin and copper hair. She's wearing a long flowing like clothing with like sleeves that barely kind of brush the ground as she moves kind of around the table, interacting with the adventurers there. Roll me a perception from the rat.
Is this vision or smell?
This would be vision.
Vision. Okay, it's flat d20 roll. 11.
Okay. But yeah, you see at her waist is a an ornamental scabbard that looks to be holding a sword. But other than that, she just seems to be entertaining this group of adventurers.
And that would be my assumption that it's Pesca.
Yes.
I quietly relay this information to Vinny, who I know is right next to me. I don't want to talk too loudly to alert anybody else.
Okay.
How many party members do I see in there?
There's 5 party members.
Can I tell anything about them, what they look like, roughly? Like elven, orc, human?
These all look to be human. You have a spindly looking one in robe. You have, a typical fighter. Shadowy rogue looking one. One wearing armor and a holy symbol. Looks to be just a standard kind of adventuring party.
Can I hear any of the conversation?
Roll me another perception with hearing. But well, I guess you don't get a bonus to that. It's just smell that you get a bonus.
Not one.
Is that good?
It's like Charlie Brown. It's like the Charlie Brown teacher noises. Wah 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 wah.
And they're really saying womp womp womp. Okay.
Getting some static on the line, huh?
Can't quite make it out to what they are saying. And Vesmir gets the rat to sort of hide in a corner, like the furthest away from everybody else, and just pulls his vision back. And he's like, I don't know what to tell you. It's hard to make out the conversation.
But we already knew she was up there.
I was hoping to glean a bit more, but clearly this has not worked.
I mean, do we really need her help? What we got to do is find out which of all these various parties were actually the ones we're looking for. And I don't know if she knows.
There's only one way to find out, and this does not seem to be the way.
What's the way?
Well, we seem to have to leave that up to Karl.
Oh, what's the way, Karl?
The what?
How do we get information that we're looking for?
Yeah, that.
Well, like I said, we find where she's her office and see what we can do.
Why do we need her office? Why can't we ask her?
The girl behind the counter said that wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, but lives could be at stake. You know, she's got to understand that.
Just brush your teeth, please. Did you?
I mean, we could. I'm not the best one to go and ask her, that's for sure.
We should just spend the night and then come back. I mean, she'll be here in the morning, and then she'll meet with us. Then that adventuring party will maybe only be a day away. See what happens.
And then they died.
Ah, yes, they might die. People die all the time.
Yeah.
Well, this does seem opportune to get a good night's rest, for sure. Vesmir will disappear, make the rat disappear, so it's not visible to anybody, into the pocket dimension. And he will go over to, is it Marissa, Mercer, or Barkeep?
Marassa.
Marassa. And he'll slide 2 gold on the bench top towards her and say, "Looks like we will need a few rooms for the night."
She will gladly accommodate you. Hand you some keys.
Vesmir will return to the table, holding on to one key and passing the rest, either 2 or 3, to the rest of the party. Well, we have our accommodation, so we best make the most of it, I think.
Huh?
Well, I'm quite tired. I think I'm going to hit the hay.
Vesmir. Vinny, this
Yeah.
might be a good time to maybe go over the final chapter, of the fire elementals.
Yeah. Before we do that, I'm gonna cast 2 spells. The first spell is tongues. So I'm gonna cast tongues on myself.
Okay.
That may or may not work. And then after I cast tongues on myself, I'm going to cast sending to the pond queen.
Okay.
And then he'll be like, hey, ma'am, this is Vinny, the goblin. I wanted to check on you. I wanted to check on our child. You both good?
Child? Question mark. Things at the village is slowly returning to normal. Thank you much.
No. And then this is in front of Vesmir, and then he turns to Vesmir. Okay, let's get started.
Very well.
Yeah, she probably forgot, but he's referring to the egg he left behind in her care that he never picked back up.
Okay, I didn't make that connection. The troglodyte egg. Sorry.
No, she probably didn't either, which is perfect.
Yep.
It's like, what?
So the evening meal winds down. You've had your fill of wine and ale and are stuffed with just amazing seafood, freshly caught. The party upstairs has wound down. You don't hear voices drifting over the rafters anymore. And as the party heads up to retire, you make it to your rooms and find that they're well furnished and very accommodating, especially after being in a boat for a few days.
Kind of weird the ground's not moving. I almost got used to that rocking motion.
The seas is a wonderful place for sure. But do you have the elemental book?
Yeah, here we go.
And Vinny and Vesmir are going to go over the fire plane elementals part of the book.
Okay, the elemental fire planes.
Yeah.
What would you like to know about it specifically?
Well, there was 4 chapters: water, earth, wind. We've done, and then there was a passage on fire that you're going to read out to us about the brothers and the things and the tombs and the places, locations, and stuff.
Yeah, I thought we have already gone through all 4.
I
I
don't
think we
know.
only did 2 or 3, but
We've done 3. I've written them down in the order we've done them, which was
Which ones were they?
we did water, then earth, then wind, and we're up to fire.
But where were the other ones? Like, what was the descriptors?
Okay, so for the water plane, we studied a lot about portals and how to access the elemental plane. There was a number of individuals that were strong in magical abilities prior to taking on this research.
Right. But there was a little like you already did the water one. You found the tomb on that one. The other 3 brothers' tombs. Have we gone over those?
Okay, so the earth we know is in the dense jungle of Chult.
Right.
The wind plane is deep into the desert. Same one we crossed when we began our adventure. Somewhere in the shifting sands is the tomb where within are many secrets. And we don't know anything about the fire plane, where it's located, or how to get there.
Gotcha. So, as you read into the book, you find yourself looking or reading a story that matches much of the other brothers' stories. Their rise of power, mastering the portals, the elements. This particular brother mastering the fire elemental plane. You see that he was laid to rest where the fires burn eternally on the slopes of a volcano. His tomb was carved directly into the mountain. but its actual location is unknown.
So we wouldn't know which volcano.
Not without further research.
Which means if we decide on the next one, then the next night we can focus on further research, unless we need to go to the library for that. If we want to start considering after this, tracking down the other tombs.
Yeah, potentially that we may need the clerical help of the librarians to get this one further.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Cool. After that hour of inspection, probably get ready for sleep.
So as everybody is either tucking themselves into bed or finishing up their studies of ancient elemental books, you hear a loud slam from somewhere down below in the tavern. You hear several people scream, and you hear heavy footsteps as they bolt out of the tavern. Suddenly, you hear the sound of shattering glass cutting through the air, followed by a thunder of smashing wood. What does the party do?
Would I have a window to access to the front view of the tavern?
Sure.
Um,
You could get out onto the roof.
Does Vesmir see anything happening at the front of the tavern?
People running from it.
Vesmir is going to misty step out the window to the ground level.
Okay. So first off, so we'll move people where they need to be. Give me a second here, Vesmir. Put you outside. All right. What is the rest of the party doing as Vesmir poof outside the window?
Then he just pulls the covers over his head. Come on, I just want to sleep.
Okay. What's everybody else doing?
I would intend to make my way to the source of the commotion as stealthily as possible.
Same, but I'm not thinking about stealth.
Okay, and Talgar?
Talgar will begin investigating as well. Clunking around.
Alright, well, let's move all you guys over to the stairwell. Yeah, move yourselves on the stairwell as I struggle to learn how to use this damn fucking application. So you see four you see several berserkers being led by what appear to be some type of captain or leader. And they seem to be smashing up the bar.
Assume these doors would be open.
Tyee, Karl, Vinny, you would all notice as you kind of come down the stairs that Scorch is hiding in some of the stacked barrels. And she looks absolutely terrified. You see the guards are kind of looking around behind the bar. And they looked armed for a fight. So you're kind of at the top of the stairs. What would the party like to do?
What time at night is it? Pretty late?
Yeah, this was definitely closer to like midnight or so.
You fools! Keep it down there. Trying to sleep.
Stay up there if you know what's good for you.
Oh, I know plenty well what is good for me. A good night's rest. Do you know what's good for you, young man?
Fuck off. Hurry up and find this lady. You hear them like arguing among themselves now. They start smashing up the place.
If I were you, I would stop right where you are.
They do not seem to be listening.
I cast Spike Growth.
I need everybody to roll initiatives off of that. I did not make this encounter nearly hard enough.
Oh, that's screwed.
Alright, yeah, everybody roll this. Talgar? Initiative.
12.
Alright, Karl. You're up after you see Tyee cast the spike growth, the spell you're familiar with, and the effects. As the floor becomes a razor blade mess, you're up.
There's nothing, Karl. They can surrender. They are in quite a bit of a shitty situation.
Indeed. Well, let's give the big guy a chance. So for the first attack, I'm going to bonus action light up the bow with a little green energy and throw entangling strike on the bow. And
You don't want to
entangle. I want to take my.
Just FYI, you don't want to entangle them when they're in the spike growth.
Do they take damage every round? Or do they have to...
As much as they move.
Right, but I thought they had to move to take damage. Like if they're stationary.
Yeah, but if you entangle them, they can't move at all, right?
Right, I guess that's what I was getting at. That's why I wasn't. I mean, this is a really great mechanical question because I didn't think they would take damage on the spike growth being stationary.
They won't.
They don't.
Well, I know, so I'm trying to kind of keep one alive. I want to wrap him up in vines and make him stay there until we can deal with him.
Okay, gotcha. Cool.
More.
So yeah, so we got entangle or ensnaring strike is the name of it. So ensnaring strike, and we're going to shoot the captain. Attack. I mean, I'm not. I mean, like you said, you already said that you made this probably too easy, so we're not going to play the darkness. It's probably not that dark. We can see to move, so just standard roll here. Once it, jeez.
I mean, to be fair, my comment would have applied to almost anything but a dragon with that fucking spiked growth cheese grater shit. It's awful.
So yeah, that's a 20 to hit the captain.
Okay, that is going to hit.
He will take. Jeez. That's not okay. He takes 12 piercing from the hit, and he has to make a DC 15, 14, DC 14 strength save. Else he's restrained.
Restrained with the roll of a 13.
Excellent. In that case, so he's restrained. Then I'm going to take a shot at my second shot at human A. The next two, yeah, because I have two more shots. So the next shot's going to human A. Why is the dice taking so long to stop rolling? That's going to hit. That's like a 28. And the second shot on human A, and I'll just roll both damages at once. If they both hit. Probably 23 and a 28 to hit, so I imagine they both hit.
Yep.
That will be 15 total piercing, and that would. Where am I going to move? I'm going to take some move. Are there stairs down? There's stairs all the way over there. Cool. Actually, I'm not going to take move, but I'm fine where I am.
Okay, how much damage would human A take?
15.
All right. Tyee, it is your move, sir.
Okay. I'm just gonna hold spike growth and see what they do for the moment. That'll be enough. I'm gonna just wait and see what they do.
Okay, so you're going to forgo taking an action?
Yeah, I'm just I'll dodge. Yeah.
Okay, well, it is their turn. They are really not sure what to do. I guess they can see Tyee, Karl, and the other one I can't really see. So they will throw daggers. The two of them that can see you. One at Karl, one at Tyee. Karl, it's a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Does 4 points of piercing damage. Tyee, the one that's thrown at you, sails by with a 10.
Alright.
You
can see our AC and everything now, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
But I just out of habit don't ask. Alright, I ask.
No,
I
you,
think
you
the
did,
other two...
You didn't ask. That's why I was commenting. Yeah.
I'm getting kind of loopy. I'm pretty tired.
You're all good.
So the other two are going to go into a defensive posture. And Vinny, you are up. Talgar on deck.
All right, let me 1, 2. Oh, can I see all of them from where I'm at? I could probably see all of them from where I'm at.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna yawn, lazily point to each one. Tisana.
You are moving into the spiked growth.
Oh, can I? Oh, I just lost my character.
He said he was going to hold his action, not do spike growth. He was going to dodge.
No. What I'm saying is, can I get to the corner to see all of them without stepping into the spike growth?
Yeah, because it doesn't go vertical. So I guess as long as you're on the stairs.
Yeah, we'll do that.
The bottom stair, you could probably like kind of peek around without touching.
Oh gosh. Yeah, we'll pretend he's there, but just because put me on the roof, just about.
Yeah. Okay. No problem.
Okay. But yeah, he'll cast Bane on 3rd level Bane to cover the captain and the 4 humans. They all have to make a charisma save of 14.
And the captain passes. Berserker 1 passes. Fail. Pass. B and C fail?
Yeah,
Everybody
they just have what is it?
Minus D4. 1d4 for Bane on attack rolls and saving throws.
Yep. So B and C have minus D4 to all attack rolls and saving.
Yeah. Anything else?
Bless you.
Anything else?
I still have 5 feet of movement, so I'll back up just around the corner.
All right, Talgar, you're up. Vesmir on deck.
All right, Talgar is gonna, I guess, go as far down as he can, like to the edge of the spike strips. I mean, that's spike growth. And then I'm tired too. And then since he doesn't want to enter the spikes, he's gonna take dodge.
Okay. Vesmir, you're up.
Okay. Vesmir is going to enter the room from the doorway. 1, 2, and from here, he is going to do a spell of Pulse Wave. And that is going to go from where he's standing. Oops, a little too far. Yeah, pretty much get all of them. Those dudes. So that's going to be a DC 16 Constitution saving throw.
A fails. B fails. C fails. And D fails. Consistent.
Okay, so they'll take 27 points of damage.
27.
Yep. And basically everything in that cone gets pushed 20 feet towards the wall. As well as any loose objects and such.
So cheese grater time.
Well, did you cast Spike Growth, Tyee?
He did. Yeah. That's how he opened. That's how we got initiative.
It's
Oh.
up and it covers all the way to the wall, so Jesus. Tyee, you ready to roll some damage?
When he gets back.
Yeah,
He's got his. Oh.
down the hall putting my boys to sleep, man. I'll be there in the just
Yeah, no worries, man.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be 8d4.
84.
We had an issue because one blanket was softer than the other blanket.
Oh, the worst.
Oh no!
I know. So, what?
The end
Oh.
of the world as we know it.
You're telling me, man.
So it's 2d4 for every pile
Yeah.
move.
For every
And then-
5 feet, yeah.
And they're moving 4 tiles, so that's 8d4 worth of spike growth damage. Unless obviously they're hitting a wall and whatnot.
I mean, even if they hit a wall, they still got to turn around and move, don't they? All right. What did you cast?
Pulse wave, so I pushed them.
Oh, so that's just a one-way trip. Then.
Yeah, even if they hit the wall, that they're gonna slide like along the wall because of the push. So yeah, roll me the full 8d4 or whatever it was. Yeah.
Okay, coming in 8d4, 18 damage. Does that pulse wave end this? Just we did 45 damage to these fuckers.
And blown apart tables, chairs, everything that was in the kind of the center of that room, the
wow.
path, chunks of
you
the
go.
bar, bottles are breaking. Like it is just pandemonium.
Oh, look, a consequence.
Hadouken!
Yeah.
Man, those barbarians
Sonic
bashed up this room
boom.
pretty good.
Sonic boom indeed.
But yeah, you slam all of them, to the end of the
World as they know it.
yeah.
Sorry.
They're all 4.
You know
of
what? I'm
them.
not sorry. Fuck it. I'm not.
Yeah, they all failed their con saves.
Oh,
Yes,
did they?
yes, they did.
Awesome.
All right. Anything else, Vesmir?
That concludes my turn.
The bandit captain is up next, and he is going to take one look at the fucking carnage that has just transpired, and he is going to make for the door.
I told you to let us sleep.
He's restrained.
Fuck. Can he try to get out of the restrained?
He at the end of his turn, or actually no. I think he just has to spend an action. 1 second. First off, at the start of his turn, he takes 1d6 damage. So I'm rolling that now. That is, he takes 1 piercing damage. And oh, come on, go away. Thing. A creature restrained by the vines, blah blah blah, can use its action to make a strength check against your spell save DC.
16.
On
I
a
just
success,
rolled.
they're freed. Huh?
I rolled a 16.
That would succeed.
I'm free. 1, 2, 3. Attack of opportunity, Vesmir.
How many places did he move?
3.
Okay. Damage coming in.
Oh, fuck. All right.
Takes 14 damage.
Yes, I will swing at him with my quarterstaff for a 13 to hit.
That misses.
Okay.
So he runs by you. 1, 2, 3. And that is his turn. Karl, you're up. Tyee on deck.
Do it again.
I'll fucking do it again.
Do it again.
If I wanted to jump over this railing, actually, I do want to jump. I want to jump over the railing, and I imagine you're going to want some sort of a check to see if I stick the landing.
Yeah, being acrobatics.
Oh, come on, dice. It like slid on the 20, and then it rolled to sort of a 14, and then it landed on a 13.
All right, so give me. Oh no, you said 13.
13.
Yeah, you're good. DC was 12.
I'm good. Oh, cool. So I'm going to jump and land there, and I mean, if I'm going to take an opportunity, I guess I'll suck it up. But my goal here is to chase after the guy. So that's how will that be like 5 or 10 foot of burned movement to jump over the railing? What do you think?
So it's like half your movement for just making a leap like that.
Okay. So I have 3 more. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And then
Tyee,
I'm
go
going
ahead.
to
Go
bonus
ahead and roll
act.
damage, Tyee.
How many was it?
Oh yeah,
3.
3.
Yeah, sorry, man.
Ow,
There you go.
ow, ow.
17 damage.
It's a shame I don't get like a deck save on that.
No save at all.
Nope.
No save at all. I know. And then where does it start over here? I'm probably by the edge of it now. Right?
Is the thing, is it missing for everybody else?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't
Okay.
see it.
Yeah, I don't see. No, I mean, like the building is gone.
Oh no, I see.
Oh,
that.
It's probably your slider bar.
You're not on the map anymore.
Oh, that would be why.
I didn't move. I see myself with everybody. That's so
We
weird.
don't see
Oh,
you.
you're like, yeah, you're like desynced or something. I don't see your name on the left.
I just thought it was funky. I didn't say anything because I just thought everybody was seeing the same funky thing as me.
Here,
And
let me see if
nobody-
I can.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can summon you. It does not appear to be summoning you.
Yeah, let me shut it down and turn it back off again. I'll dodge
Okay.
anyway, so you guys can move on. Honestly.
Yeah,
I'm just
Karl,
looking-
you've
I'm just
moved your
dodging.
3. What are you doing?
I'll take. I kind of want to do it. I mean, are you going to would you let me do say some non-lethal shots, like maybe trying to like aim for the legs?
Sure.
So that's what I'm going to do. Actually, bonus action Hunter's Mark him because that's added damage, and then we're going to take our shots.
Okay.
Shot 1. 19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. Oh, come on. D&D Beyond, I clicked you. And that is, I'll total this here in a second. Okay, the next shot is a... Okay, that's going to hit. That's like a 28 or something. 27. Rolling the second damage. I'll give you a total. Sorry, it's moving very slowly. I don't think my computer likes to run Talespire for some reason. Okay, 10. So it's total of 18 damage, and that's my turn.
Okay. I was taking the dodge. The berserkers are up and in no good shape. They will begin trying to smash this window that's there. The first one successfully smashing through it. And then the other one will move 1 square, and the other one's going to move 2 squares. So, Tyee, give me 2 squares of damage.
Coming in. 8. And which board are we on so I can come in?
We're on set Shore of Dreams. I can summon you. So one of them goes to get through the window and collapses and dies as A is down. So he only had 7 left.
Now there's a body blocking the window.
The other 2 step on that body and crawl out the window. Make a break for it. Which I can't do in the house, so theater of the mind it. And then there's 1 still left inside. I'll just make it him. Alright, that's their turn. Vinny, you're up. Talgar on deck.
Alright, let me actually try this. Alright, I'm going to come down. 1, 2. Just enough to avoid the spike growth, but can I see the guy running?
No, not out the door.
Okay. Can I see Tyee? Or no, Karl, I mean.
Yeah, you see him on top of the bar.
Okay, I see him leaving a trail of blood, going through, getting damaged, and I just...
I guess if you can see Karl, yeah, you can see the guy. He's just probably got partial coverage.
Hey, it's too far from me. Let me do a measure. Oops. Yeah, it's too far. Now he'll just he'll shake his head at Karl and get feeling better, and just half waves his hand and cast healing word at first level. So 8 points of healing to Karl.
Karl.
And that'll end my turn.
Talgar, you're up.
Are the spikes still up?
Yes.
Shit.
Hey, buddy.
Would I be able to see the captain from here? Doesn't really look like it. Or the dude running out the door.
Well, if you can get to where Vinny was, you could.
All right, I'm gonna get down to where Vinny is, and I'm gonna cast Hold Person.
All right. That's a wisdom saving throw of what?
13.
I rolled a 16.
Well, shit. Never mind. All right then.
Yeah, that's the
There's my
downside of
turn.
not Hold Person. Yeah, Vesmir, you're up.
Okay,
It's great when it works.
I'm going to bonus action telekinetically shove him back 5 feet. A D strength set check, DC 16.
He fails with the 6.
So he's pulled back 5 feet. And then as my action, I'm going to adjust density on him. So you're not going anywhere. And his weight is doubled. He has advantage on strength checks, but his movement is reduced by 10 feet.
Yep.
And that's my turn.
It is his turn. He is going to turn and try to dash.
Well, his movement's reduced by 10 feet, so his dash would also be 10 feet shorter. So if he's 30 feet, he'd be like 20 feet.
Okay. Well, that's his action. Karl, you're up. Tyee on deck.
Did we ever determine if I'm still in the spikes or not? If I'm in the spikes, I'm not moving, but if I'm on the edge, I am moving.
I think you are roughly on the edge.
Okay.
Maybe
If I'm like,
2 squares of spike growth.
well, I mean, he's not running left and right, so like I don't really even need to move to left. I can still see him fine. Same thing. We're going to take shots, aiming for the legs, trying to. We want to have a chat with this fine fella. That did not help. Sorry, I tried closing out a bunch of crap to make it run less slow. That's going to hit. That's a 27. Does a 16 hit?
Yes.
Okay, both hits. That 24 total damage on that shot.
And this is the shooting at the legs.
Shooting at the legs, both shots. Trying to, like I said, yeah, we want to talk to him. So
You have now skewered his legs, and he is lying crumpled on the ground, screaming and leaking fluids, but still alive, just immobilized.
Got
Tyee,
him.
there's one more berserker trying to get out the window. Are you doing anything?
He's trying to get out the window?
Yeah, the other he smashed the windows, and the other ones got out. One of them died trying. He's the last one left.
You know what? I will. I'll grab Thorn Whip. See if I can't bring him back in this building.
Okay.
Let's see if this works. 23.
Yeah, that hits.
He's gonna take 7 damage, and he's gonna be moved 10 feet back into the building.
Roll the damage for the.
8 more damage.
He has 8 HP left, so he just cheese grater him. Bandit Captain is down. The commotion, as we exit combat rounds here and out of initiative, is definitely been stirred awake. You see Preska at the railing, kind of taking in the damage below. The kind of fighter-looking woman, you see her kind of half donning armor on her way out, at her side. And she's just kind of taking it all in and seeing, the party just what they just did, the carnage below, and what is the party doing?
Then he tries
You
to.
seem to have a barbarian problem.
It would seem that we do.
Not anymore.
Indeed. It seems I am in your debt.
This was Mursa, is her name?
Perska.
Perska. Okay. I was confused on which one it was. Okay.
Oh, Right.
Pesca? Pepsi?
Perska. Yeah, whatever. Pesca.
Pesca.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Whatever.
No, I hear you. Okay. Ah, well, that seems like a good favor to have.
First, we'll have to interrogate this one.
Indeed.
I'm just going to ask, is it okay if we just call it here as the start of the next session?
Yeah, this is where we were going to stop.
Cool.
Like and subscribe.
I can subscribe.